Greetings, my excellent friends. The TheDeadMonk welcomes you to Purgatory. And good news, well, hopefully good news. CBS and Viacom, it's been rumored for a while they were merging, but now it's official. CBS and Viacom announced merger reunifying Star Trek franchise. Now, it's kind of good. So yeah, years in the making, CBS and Viacom today announced they've successfully negotiated a deal to combine via an all-stock merger, creating a company with more than $28 billion in revenue. The deal brings the two media companies back together after their split in January 2006. That was about a year after Enterprise? The merger also reunites the two sides to the Star Trek franchise, CBS, who own the brand and television rights and library, and Viacom's Paramount Pictures, who have held the Trek movie rights and film library. Alright, so yeah, that's been a big problem with Star Trek, that you've had the rights split between these two companies, and there's been a lot of talk about exactly how that was split up, and that there were licensing deals and whatever else where neither company could make Star Trek be exactly like Star Trek. And if all that was true, well, there's nothing preventing them from making real Star Trek anymore. Whether that be television or movies. Alright, so yeah, now they're going to be called Viacom CBS Inc. And yeah, blah 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 blah. Most of this we don't care about, but they do say, down here somewhere, it says, as we previously reported, getting Star Trek back under one roof has been cited as an important factor of the merger. Star Trek was even mentioned in the official press release. So yeah, they say on here, well, it's not much of a mention. Just that once they merge, well, they have a library of 140,000 plus TV episodes and 3,600 plus film titles. And they've reunited fan-favorite franchises such as Star Trek and Mission Impossible. So I guess Mission Impossible was the same thing. CBS had the television episodes, and Viacom through Paramount had the Mission Impossible movies. Which, just like Star Trek movies, had the misfortune of being run by Bad Reboot. It's good? Well, okay, let's see what else we have to say here that's specifically about Star Trek. In the short term, any deal may mean little with regard to Star Trek. Well, yeah, they already have this stuff in the works. It takes a long time to get new things going. Let's see. It says Paramount likewise has two scripts in the wings, with the Tarantino project seemingly getting some traction. What's the other script? Once the merger goes through the approval process and the corporate structures are merged, there could be important changes to the franchise in the medium to long term for Star Trek. Yeah, and I'm really curious as to what this other Star Trek movie they had in the works is. Ugh. I'm gonna puke looking at this clown. Let's move that back up. I don't want to see him as long as I don't have to. Let's see. CBS, who is the purchasing entity for the merger, is clearly taking Star Trek seriously with their continued expansion of the television franchise. None of it good. Probably. See, here's the biggest problem with all this. Yes, it's good that movies and television both together when it comes to Star Trek. However, it's still the same asshat, talentless piece of crap Alex Kurtzman down here that's in charge of all it. And his little subgroup of Bad Reboot, which he calls, Secret Hideout. It's just Bad Reboot. Let's see. Exact details of how Star Trek will be handled going forward are not expected today. However, the remerger will likely involve Kurtzman's group taking over the development of Star Trek feature films. See, I mean, the biggest problem with those three Jar Jar Abrams Star Trek movies was that the Bad Reboot productions. And Jar Jar Abrams himself had a big hand in them. Well, the future Star Trek films are still in the hands of Bad Reboot. It's really tough, but I think Alex Kurtzman has even less creativity and talent than Jar Jar Abrams. and that's pretty tough. Alright, there's nothing else it says here about Star Trek. Ugh, get rid of this clown. So, kinda good news. Yes, good that Star Trek's all together again. Bad news, you still have Secret Hideout and Alex Kurtzman. I kinda wish it had been the other way around. Instead of CBS being the buying entity, I wish it had been Viacom, because then it would be Viacom cleaning house at CBS rather than CBS cleaning house at Viacom. And perhaps if that had happened, Viacom could have come in and said, all you Secret Hideout cronies, get out of here. But no, we're still stuck for the time being with Alex Kurtzman and all his people. Yes, I know. There are all the rumors that say he's not really working on anything. He got demoted by being put in a higher position, all that kind of stuff. But even if it's not directly him controlling these shows, and later on movies, it's still his people who are really Jar Jar Abrams people. So until they get rid of all of that, until they clean house, there's not going to be any good Trek. There's a tiny, tiny chance Picard could be good, but I'm not keeping my hopes up. I'm sure it's gonna suck. This is what I'd like to see out of the Picard show. As much as I don't like time travel in Star Trek, I'd like to see some time travel. I want Jake Picard, because he's not Jean-Luc, I want Jake Picard to go back in time and murder, with his bare hands, Michael Burnham's parents, before Michael Burnham's even born. That way STD doesn't exist. If they do that, and make it so that Mikey Spock never even existed, so we can just purge STD from our memories, honestly, I think that would make the Picard show worth it for me. Even if the rest of it sucks, I'll still consider it good if they do that. But that's about the only way I foresee it having any redeeming qualities whatsoever. The Star Trek Rick and Morty cartoon, I don't have any interest in that. The Section 31 show, I don't even know how that's supposed to happen, because isn't Michelle Yeoh in the future with all the other clowns on STD? Alright, so there's not much else to say here, other than anytime Alex Kurtzman comes up in a video, I'll just have to end it with, don't be a complete and utterly useless pillock like this piece of crap right here. Instead, go out there and be excellent to each other. Farewell.